Good morning, everybody. Hey, Edward, Logan, how's everybody doing? Good, I hope. Hey,
What's up, Paul?
how you doing, Justin?
Running a little late.
Well, Johnny was on, and I made a mistake and took some clean out pills, and I spent a good half hour, 45 minutes in the bathroom.
What's up, Logan, Edward, Joe, JD, Logan.
So, how are you doing? Are you feeling any better?
What do you mean am I feeling better?
Your
Oh,
nose.
because my nose? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I checked my nose last night. A bunch of polyps have disappeared now.
Oh, good.
That means my medicine's working. So,
That's good. Good news. Because you sound much better too. Ed's here again in the chat. JD's in the chat. Logan, Logan. So what's on your agenda for today?
not much.
Just hanging? Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
kind
only
of.
got what, 2 more days before you got to go back to work?
Yep, back Tuesday.
Are you looking forward to that?
Not really. As long as they don't keep changing shit on me, I'm fine. But I keep wanting to change shit every 2 days and keep messaging me and changing stuff. But
Really?
hoping I knock that shit off. Definitely,
The how's the weather down there?
I'm not real sure. I just got up, so I didn't really
Oh,
look.
okay. Because the weather here is 65 degrees, rain possibly tonight, but it's sunny right now, so supposed to go up to maybe 82 by 3 o'clock p.m. and start going back down, and they're calling for rain about 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Thunderstorms at 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
What's up, Edward? I miss you. Still waking up. Ugh. Found two bearings that would work with this air raid siren. Well, it takes four altogether. I did actually have two bearings from the printer head. When I changed it out, it uses the same exact bearings as the printers. But I wasn't able to finish it last night because I got to bang these pins in, and I was making too much noise, and Sarah got mad at me.
Oh,
So
yeah?
couldn't finish last night. Finished doing it. And then I broke one of the pins trying to get it in because it really, really tight fit on the pins. I'm actually in the middle of doing two projects right now. I'm doing that and a drill press for the Dremel. I forgot I had a whole stash of bearings down in I had a whole stash of them in the a box over there, my little assortment box. I kept off the Ender 3 too. I can't reprint that pen until these parts are done for this drill press. Because I had two of the bearings I needed, but the other ones from the Ender 3 are a little bit smaller, so they don't fit. So I can only have two for it. So I put it in the two that I think are going to spend the most, take the most beating, but we'll see. Because it says it doesn't require bearings, but I think you have to have it. I don't know. I don't figure out all the pieces here where they go. The directions weren't very clear.
Yeah, your siren has been quite an ordeal, hasn't it?
Not really. It's just the directions aren't very good on the print. But I'm sure I can find something on YouTube. I'm sure somebody's made a video about it. Not, I'll just have to order the bearings for it and put it aside for right now.
Yeah.
I think I want to order some more of those bearings because they're a pretty common size bearing.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, if I'm gonna build it, I want to build it right, have all four bearings in it. So
How much
I
do the
might
bearings
just,
cost?
they're not that expensive. I haven't looked them up, but I can almost guarantee they're not that expensive. So I'm probably gonna put this aside for right now, and then in a week or so I'll order those bearings and finish it. Put everything in a grocery bag together and put it aside so I don't lose any pieces. Taking a Walmart bag. I really just want to get four bearings put in there. I want to know that this thing is built right. Um, I'm not sure if they're the same size, but they're the same size that are um that a lot of 3D printers use. Like I said, the two that I did have were actually off the A1 Mini when I replaced the oh no. Were they off the A1 Mini? They were either off that or the Ender 3. But it was the size that it called for. It was the hold on. Let me look up. It says it in the print file. Like, uh, I'm not sure what size skateboards use, to be honest. I don't remember. They are the or the requires 5 of the 608 bearings, and I only had 2 of them. So the other ones that I have from the Ender 3 though are smaller, so I had 4 of those and they won't fit. So
So you got to get 608s.
yeah, I need 3 more 608s because I only have 2. So, but like I said, if I'm gonna build this thing, I want to do it right. So,
Yeah, I understand. Because you take the
and
time
if
to
it
build the damn thing, and you don't want to screw it up just because you need a couple of bearings, you know.
and if it doesn't work, I'll strip it back down and take the parts off of it. And then I'll just have to take a loss on the filament.
JD says 608s are skateboard size.
Okay, I got you. Like I said, it's a pretty common size bearing, so pretty sure I could get a pack of them for like nothing. Okay, those are the same size I use. I didn't know that. I haven't dealt with skateboard shit in years. See, 608 bearings. You look up on Amazon. Oh yeah, dude, you can get like a 50 piece for $12, or I can get
50
a
of
10.
them?
Yeah, or I can get a 10 of them for about $7. That's probably what I do because I really don't need that many. Give me a few just to hold on to. Oh, they got a 20 piece for $4.99. That's a pretty
There you
good
go.
deal. I might just get that one.
What is it plus shipping?
Oh, that's on Amazon, so it's free shipping.
Oh, there you go. Hell yeah,
So
that's the one to buy.
it'll be 5 something with tax and everything. $5 or $6 with tax.
That's the one to get then.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get that. Because then I'll have them for if I ever, like I said, worst case scenario, if this thing doesn't operate as advertised, then I'll just strip it down, take the bearings back out, take the screws back out, use them for something else. Like I said, though, sometimes you just got to take a little loss on filling it. It is what it is. They actually have a 52 piece of different size ones for $10. That's actually more tempting because it actually comes with a little sorting tray and everything.
Does it have 608s in it?
Yeah.
How many 608s?
Yeah, it doesn't come with that many. It's only comes with 2.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You
Uh,
want to buy specifically.
the assortment pack would be nice though, because you never know what kind of prints you're doing, like what kind of sizes you might need. Just like the magnets, I got a set of magnets set aside in my cart.
JD says he bought the 100 pack and he uses it for windmills.
Dude, how much did you pay? 18?
Yeah.
I found where was it at? I thought there was a bigger pack than that. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah, paid 18. Yeah, that's not a bad deal because the ones I'm seeing they got a 32 pack for 32 or a 200 piece pack for $32.
But they're not all the same size.
No, those ones are, yeah.
Oh, but you don't need that many, do you?
No, no,
I
I'm
mean,
just looking.
if you were building windmills and then selling them at a yard sale or something different.
No, no, I'm just looking at what JD paid, seeing how much those are costing. They actually got a good deal because most of the ones I'm seeing are about $20 to $25. So you must have got them. Found a seller that was selling them a little cheaper. But yeah, he actually got a pretty good deal. There it is, 100 piece for 17.59. That must have been the one he got.
That's all from Amazon, right?
Yeah, that's what I love about online shopping these days because, like, think about this back in like the 90s or even early 2000s and back. Where the hell would you have gone to buy 100 bearings? You know, like if you wanted to buy bearings in bulk, like you would have had to go out and like try to find a deal, distributor or something.
Or
Now you
somebody that
just
stocks them, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Or you'd have to drive around to 25 different stores trying to figure out who carries them. Some people might not have thought, oh, maybe I could go to a skateboard shop and order them. Some people might not think of that back there. But these days, like if you just need the most randomest dumb shit, you can just go on Amazon and buy it in bulk, or go on Walmart and buy it in bulk. I mean, I understand why online shopping's so much popular because now you don't have to drive to 10 different stores to look for one item. You can just go on Amazon, you'll be able to find it, or go on Walmart.com and you'll be able to find it and get it in a couple days. I don't know, Curtis. The hell you been up to, Curtis? You hardly ever come around anymore.
I don't know. Justin, what do you think? Should I go catch that ship?
Man, if you want, I don't care.
You got control here?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll be quick.
See, and I'll show you the bearing that I do have that won't work, JD. I'm not sure what size this one is, but these ones came off the rails of the Ender 3. But, and this is just like a rubber wheel around it, but if you actually break these apart, there's actually two bearings side by side in there, two small ones. But these are much smaller than the 608s. Everybody's getting ready to retire. Lance just retired. Dre's retiring this year. He hasn't even had like start a retirement club. You guys could always start a shuffleboard team. Let me show you what I'm putting here. Show you guys. This project, I'll actually be able, I'm pretty sure I can use these bearings that I have for this other project I'm working on. These are much smaller. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the sleeve off of here and pull it apart. And I just need these two little bearings. And let me show you the project I'm working on. Here. Pull it up real quick. Caps lock, dude. I hate that button. So this is what I'm working on here now. I'm hoping my hotel will work with this as well, but I can always refab it a little bit different. But there's two little bearings. You got to put two bearings right here on this piece here to slip so it slides up and down. Um, the bearings, like I said, these bearings are really tiny, so these should work, hopefully. No, I'm just gonna order. I'll probably get a couple sets of bearings and get a multi-pack too. But yeah, and then I got different pipes for this that I'm gonna try out from just shit I saved over time from different like old because I ripped apart what was it, I needed a pole one day and I had an old what was it, a tripod that tore apart. So I kept some of the pipes from it. And then this is from an old mic stand. So I'm gonna try these out and see how they fit, and then I can cut them to length. I believe I have a pipe cutter around here somewhere. Thought I'll just use a hacksaw and try to cut it as clean as can be. So I have, let me show you guys. What's up, Mark?
And Justin.
I have this base printed. Is almost done. This took like fucking 14 hours. And that's printing now. That's gonna take 3 or 4 hours. I got, and then I got everything else done. All I gotta do is these are the last to do. I got plenty of hardware for all this stuff too. I got tons and tons of different size bolts and nuts that I have into the assortment box. We'll store not. Some reason the print file came with two bases and two of two of these in it. I don't know why. They doubled the parts up on that, but not the rest of it. What's up, Lance? Yeah, sometimes you can print some useful things, Lance. Sometimes. This works out good. Yeah, this will come in handy. So there's been quite a few times I needed to drill out a hole with the Dremel, and this will make it a lot easier. I won't have to hold the Dremel. I can get a nice straight cut with it.
Oh, you put in that drill press.
Yeah. Plus, it's cool looking. I mean, and I've looked up the drill presses on Amazon. They're not cheap, like 50, $60, I think, for one of those. If you buy an actual real one that's already pre-made. I want to say they're like 50 or $60. Go to Amazon to look again. Plus, it's just fun building stuff like that. Normal drill press. Yeah, they're about $50 for one. Some of them are almost $80, $90. And the one that I'm building that looks like the almost identical to the one on Amazon, yeah, that one's almost $50. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that bitch wasn't 3D printed and being sold. I've gotten a couple items with stuff off of Amazon, and it was clearly 3D printed. You could totally tell that they 3D printed it. It wasn't a mass produced like um what do you want to call like molded product. You can see the layer. And when you're somebody that 3D prints and you know how cheap this shit is to print, when you buy like a $10 item and you see that it's 3D printed, you kind of feel dirty. You're like, oh, I paid $10 for this. When you're on the other side of it, you know how much that thing costs to make. Like that probably cost them like 5 cents to print. Up, Jody. Lance, how far are you, Curtis? You and Curtis got to live not too far from each other, right? Washington's not that big of a state
Yeah, Curtis
compared
is
to other ones.
he's near the estuary in Seattle, isn't he?
Yeah, he wouldn't be that far from. I imagine he's only got to be an hour or so from Lance. Although I don't think he flies drones anymore. I don't even think he has his ROVs anymore. I thought somebody said a while back he got rid of them. Those things are fucking expensive anyway. Like 10 grand, dude, for one of the nice ROVs. It's a lot of money. Okay, he lives in Tacoma where Lance's school was at and he worked at. So yeah, it's not too far from his house.
I thought Lance lived in Tacoma.
He said I used to work in Tacoma.
Mm.
He said, notice I used to say work, LOL. Actually, I think this will work with because okay, I did have to downsize this drill press just slightly, and I think it's going to work with the Hoto better because of the downsizing. Oh yes, it's going to work perfect.
Well, the few others that are quite near there, aren't there? Caleb, Bill, and Angel.
That's going to work perfect with the Hoto. My question is though, is how the fuck does it hold it in there? Got it. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? It didn't. Oh, that's the other piece I got to put out. Okay. Ah, got it. Okay, it's the cap on the top. So technically, it would be held in by a cord, but that's okay. I can design a clip to go around the front of it to hold it. Good work, yeah. Stay here. I might have to drill this hole out just slightly to get that new chuck head I put on here. Again, not a huge problem. Shouldn't be too hard. Try it with the Dremel too, see how that works. Might work. Yeah, because that new chuck head don't fit enough. Oh, you run into problems already. All right, take this like that. Yeah, see, it doesn't fit the Dremel very well. I'll be having to downsize it. I'm gonna have to get another printer. Sarah's gonna kill me. I need a bigger printer. Shut up, AZ, if you're listening. 'Cause I know he's gonna give me shit for that. He kept telling me, cancel the A1 Mini and get the A1 instead. And I was like, no, I'd rather just have two of the same printer. That's all right. I'm gonna make that work with the Hoto. The Hoto fits in there perfect. I don't use the plug-in Dremel very often anyway, unless I need really, really strong power. for what I use them for, I don't really ever need to use it. So Curtis lives about 45 minutes from me. Curtis said could be 2 hours depending on traffic at Lewis. Actually, a much basic one too. Lord, that's What's your plans today, Mark? Anything exciting?
No, nothing exciting today.
Same here. Got shit going on today.
There's a lot of golf on telly, but that's about it. Women's golf just south of London. Then the US women's amateur in Tennessee. And then the Wyndham's in Greensboro in Carolina for the men.
Dude, now this drill press is like a much easier design, but the plate's like not even a half-inch thick. Like, how are you supposed to drill anything? It'll be drilling right into every table that you set it on. That bottom plate should have been made at least 3 inches thick, not thicker. That's way too thin.
Maybe
You
that's
shouldn't
what
be.
it's printed too.
No. This is a different design I was looking at.
All right.
It's like a lot simpler design, but the thing is like the bottom plate is so thin. Like, let me see here. It's got to be like a quarter of the plate I just printed for the other one. But it's a much simpler design. You don't have to have a bunch of bearings and shit. But don't make any damn sense to me. That is not thick enough. Like on a drill press, you don't want to be drilling through whatever you set the press down on, right?
Not really.
That's not a good design. The only time a drill press plate could be really thin like that is if it's elevated up off the ground.
On legs.
All right. I mean, I guess that would be okay. You could, yeah, you could always put it on a set of legs, I guess.
Plus, you really want a fair bit of weight in the bottom of it, stop it from moving.
Oh yeah, like the base I just printed, I did it 75% in fill because I was like, they have it set for 15%. I'm like, dude, that's too thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it at 75%. Like if you're gonna put prints out like this for people to build that need to be heavy, way more heavy duty, don't set the print file at 15%. Even with Pet G, I think that's too thin. Hold
Yeah.
on, Paul's calling me. Give me a sec.
Must be another ship coming.
Oh yeah, he calls and he's like, "Is everything okay?" Yeah. Like, what do you think? Like, think the show's just falling apart because you went to go grab a shit? Like, you're fine, bro. Like, he's like, should I catch this other ship? I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what you do.
He was in the chat on Johnny's show before as well.
Paul was.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't go live because he said he was waiting for Johnny to get off.
Yeah, he didn't finish till about 1:30.
Paul didn't start. I think it was like 9:20 or 9:25 or something. It was a good 20, 25 minutes late. I was looking around for him on the cameras because just to make sure he was okay. And I saw his garage door was open, but his car was there, but he wasn't on any of the other cameras. So I was like, okay, I don't know where the fuck he's at. So, but his garage door was wide open. His car was just sitting there. It's Jeff.
But Paul called you and said, "Is it okay if I fly this other ship?"
he's
Yeah.
like,
Hey, Joe.
he's like, he was asking me, he's like, is it okay? I'm like, you're fine. Like,
Well, this is
show
my
ain't
question.
falling apart.
When he's here, what's the difference?
Yeah.
You know, what's the difference when he's here or we're here? You know what I mean? Because he doesn't participate anyway, except when TJ's on when he goes, you know.
Uh-huh.
Brenda got on him yesterday about it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. What's up, Lance? Curtis, when the hell you been? Curtis
Yeah, I
is here.
saw.
Frank Rizzo, Jody. Jody, finish the thing. Finishes there to us.
Yeah, I saw he got a little. She got a little pissed off at him yesterday.
Yeah. I'm taking Brenda's place right now. Finish it. Quit breaking shit. Yeah. You got Joel way back. see.
Well, half the time he's just sitting there
JD.
watching TV.
Yeah.
You'll hear about the thing, he'll go, Star Trek. And you're like, all right, now you know you lost him.
TJ's here. So is TJ at work this
TJ.
morning?
Don't know.
Because
Dunno.
yesterday I told TJ, get on the show. Oh, I'm at work. Bullshit. You weren't at work. You work in the mornings on weekends. Don't tell me that shit. Liar. So I'm supposed to go fly with Johnny today, probably about 3 or 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah,
I
with
And-
Ryan.
suppose.
And Ryan, the guy from Michigan, is the advocate. Because he's down here for a court case with a guy. So Johnny said we're gonna go to Man Shack, which is probably a good place. It'll be a good place for Ryan to see. Because it's nothing but the train bridges and everything. And maybe you'll get a train go through around 3 or 4 o'clock. And then Johnny says, yeah, afterwards we go over to Middendorf's and eat. Lord help me. That's $30. But that's all right. I'm going over to Middendorf's and I'm buying the thin fried catfish. We're gonna have catfish hush puppies. If I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna do it right. Remember I told y'all about the sign order, how much it cost me sometime, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm going through, I got all the sign order in and it's still processing. Usually it's finished. I have a feeling they're having a problem with the Venmo credit card. And nobody's contacted me or I didn't answer the call, one or the other. So I got to contact them tomorrow. I'm looking through my orders and I'm noticing I got one that paid $90 and it doesn't have anything in it. I contacted a woman last night. It's a sign and a package. I said, oh shit. So I went on the site this morning. It's still processing, and I put a cancellation notice in it, and I said, if you have started processing this, let it go. If you have not printed the first sign, stop, because I have to add a sign to it. So I'll find out tomorrow morning. I'm gonna call them first thing in the morning, and if they say, yeah, we'll cancel it, just resubmit it. I'll resubmit it because if I don't, I'm gonna lose money on the sign. You know,
What up,
I'd rather
TJ?
stop it and do it again. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that. That's just aggravating shit. When people send in money and don't tell me what it is. I guess
TJ.
he seems to glue. Is he here? He's coming on?
I don't know. He's in the chat.
Yeah, I know. Why is this? It must be glued. A print, a mater. And the wheels look like they just glue in here. There's nothing to stick them on. Pain in the ass. So I have to glue the wheels on.
TJ.
I'm at work. You know, you say you lied to me yesterday. Didn't you? You at work yesterday too.
Lies. They're all lies, TJ.
Fire. That wasn't fun.
Some of y'all don't believe me when I type in the chat and I'm at work.
Yeah.
Because it could be on here that you're giggling in the chat making smiley faces, which most people can't do at work.
Well, he sits in the back room. He hides, so he's all right. Remember you said that the other day?
You got time to chat at work, you got time to play on the panel at work.
Yeah. Should have made this out of TPU. The wheels should have been rubber. We'll let them dry, I guess. So that's got to dry before I try to do anything else.
Yeah, I think you do need to come on here with your phone, TJ. Ah, I'm hearing murmurs from in the back saying you won't do it.
Yeah, we're not worried about you, TJ. Stay where you at. What the hell is this?
They're starting to make murmurs down here. They say you don't got the balls. Oh, look, he's flying.
He don't care.
Like when Will Ferrell's trying to talk that dude off the roof.
Ah,
He's like, he goes, people are down here on the ground are starting to murmur. They say you can't do it. He's like, I say you can do it.
yeah.
Guy jumps out the building.
It's like that woman that was getting ready to jump off a water tower that I was working EMS with. And she gets on the water tower and she climbs all the way up to the top. And she could talk to us, she's yelling down to us. And the cop says, come on, can we call somebody for you or something like this? I can't remember how he put it. And so we could talk to you about what's going on. And she says, call my pastor. Right then she calls my pastor, I'll talk to him, right? So he goes over and he's talking to a couple people, and he walks back and he hollers up at her with the mic. Nobody answered.
That's not what you say.
He says, nobody answered like that. He says, come on down, we'll try when you get down again, like this. And I'm thinking, oh shit, she's gonna jump now, right? So she's standing up there, and the woman's about 250, a lot of weight, right? So she starts coming down the ladder, and she's coming down the ladder, and she gets down she goes about 15 steps and she looks down. Then she goes about another 15 steps and she looks down. And she's going down a little bit further. And she's now instead of about 80 feet, she's down to about 30 feet. And she looks down again. And I looked at Maldonado, the guy I worked with. We had 2 units out there. I said, get the stuff together. She's getting ready to jump. What do you mean? I said, she's going to jump because she knows she's not going to die right now. Watch. She went down to about 20 feet and let go. Boom, on the ground, right? So they jumping over and everything. I said, I got the unit. So I'm getting everything set in the unit. We get her back on a stretcher in the unit. And he's hollering, we got a 28-year-old male, female, and all this going through all of this and everything. Attempted suicide. And I thought I heard the mic click, and I said, oh, bullshit. I said, the bitch wasn't trying to kill herself. She waited till she got 20 feet before she jumped. Went out over the air. It wasn't a nice conversation later. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Maldonado looked at me and he said, we had a hot mic. I said, well, I guess I'm gonna talk to somebody.
Yeah,
Like that.
and you see what TJ said? Do I need to come on here with my phone? I think he's now he's scared because we called his bluff.
Yeah, I know that's what it is.
He thought we were going to be like, oh no, TJ, go back to work. You're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hide,
That's funny.
TJ. Stop hiding, boy.
Yep. So he came on late, and then was he asking people, please get on because I got a ship coming?
Don't know. I came in, I think, like a minute after he went live anyway, so I don't think he was
Well,
on very long.
I did that for him yesterday when I saw the ship down the street when it was making that turn, and he kept looking at it and he was talking and he's looking at it and talking and well, anybody wants to come on, they can come on. I said, let me do it. So I just went on. I was in the middle of something. I just went on. And I said, go fly the ship. Actually, I was talking to Dominic. And I said, come on, let's go on and save his ass. He says, you
I
can't. I said,
No, he
come
was on.
on.
I think we were on for about a good 15 minutes before he decided to go.
Yeah, but he knew there was a ship coming. He knew that. You can tell when he starts getting antsy, when he's looking around and he gets
Oh
a little
yeah, for
antsy.
sure.
You know.
Oh
That's,
yeah, I
now
actually
who?
think it's kind of funny when he starts his live streams and he starts freaking out.
Now
He's
look at the
like,
shadow on his computer. Look at the shadow, something moving around on his computer. Either somebody's in there or he left the door open. Or Boone got the door open, he's
that
gone.
looks like a curtain blowing in the wind.
That's what
But
I'm
that's
saying. There's wind blowing. That means either he left the door open and Boone got out, or somebody came in and let Boone out.
that's a curtain behind his desk.
Yeah. But there's never does that unless something's open or wind blowing. Or you got a fan
He
blowing.
he does leave the back door open with the screen on it. If
Now what that look? Now that no, that looks like that's on the TV. Look, not on that's not nothing to do with it. That's
oh
a
yeah, it's a
flag blowing or
shadow.
something.
Yeah, shadow on the tree. Oh yeah, it is the flag shadow on
Oh,
the tree.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I figured it out.
Dude, I hate the fucking people on on this camera,
Oh,
dude. They suck. Some of these people do not need to be operating this camera.
oh, you got a point.
He's zooming on them. Like they were literally just zoomed in on a tree. Why? Like wait till the boat gets a view and then start zooming in on it. Don't try to zoom through a bunch of shit to try to see it.
Yep. Listen to me. Go away. Go lay down somewhere. I done gave you your treats and I gave you a pill. You gotta wait. She's trying to
Much
muscle me
as
right now.
as much as these motherfuckers make off of this channel, you think that they would just pay two full-time people and teach them how to use a fucking camera
Yeah.
and have a set time every day of when they're going to run the camera for people. Say we're going to do it between this time and this time, or you put out a ship schedule and say this is the times we'll be operating the camera. And some of these people have no idea how to run that camera. They'll be zooming in, zooming out, trying to focus the camera, and it just looks like shit. And I'm just like, because they'll zoom in way too fast and way too far in on something, and then it gets
Oh yeah.
blurry, and they'll be going in and out, trying to get it to focus. It's like, no, if you're going to zoom in on something, zoom in really slow. Let the camera have time to catch up.
Yep, got a point.
I mean, it's the same thing as like when you set your expo settings on your drone, but you should have a joystick that you can set it and should change that sensitivity.
Yep.
They are volunteers, Edward, because Paul actually used to do that. Paul had a really nice Thrustmaster joystick that he used to use to do that. But Paul got into it with everybody that runs the channel. Apparently, he got into a fight with them about 5, 6 years ago, and he hasn't done it since. He said they were too clicky over there. They had their own little clique. I'm like, that's every fucking group.
Yeah, it's every place. You go to see when I went to that Meet the Skippers, right, the other night. I'm sitting there, and what gets me, and I hope nobody hears this, but what gets me is the cheerleader and the spinnakers, the dance team moms. They come in here all dressed to the hilt like they're going to a freaking like a formal dinner or whatever, a formal thing. They come in, they got the sashes on that says my daughter's a senior cheerleader and all of this. So they're living their life through their daughter right now, you know? And you're talking about a clique. They gotta hug each other. Oh, hey, how you doing? The little side kisses. Like this. And I be watching that
yeah, dude.
bullshit going on. Like, Lord help
What
me.
was that movie where all the soccer moms were hanging out with each other? They all had the same van and shit. They were rolling in
Yeah.
convoys with the same minivan.
Yeah, that's how it
Look,
is. I'm telling you.
what movie was that recently just came out?
I
I think it
got
was a
one mom. I got one
Netflix
mom that
movie.
her two boys play football, right? And they come up to me, and they're of a foreign descent. I'll put it that way. And she comes up to me every time, and I require that hug, or she requires that hug. Got to be that half hug and that half side kiss. Thank you for all you're doing. You know, like this, you know. And it happens every time I see her. But I mean, that's just their culture, you know. What culture?
Don't be coming in though for no half kiss. You might get something you don't want.
You know, and I don't mind, you know. Hey.
Really weird is when you get that fancy guy that's trying to be all fancy and does it to you. What the fuck?
Oh,
Back up, bro. Kissing me on the goddamn cheek. You better get back.
Get your own lane. Get your own quick.
Yeah.
Stay in that lane too. Don't come by my lane.
Yeah, I can't wait till that fucking air conditioner gets here. Oh my gosh, it's so hot in here the last couple of days. Whew. Let me check to see if there's any status on the shipping. There still was no update yesterday.
But get off of him. You gay bitch. I got one dog that he likes to climb on another one's back. He's a gay one. I'm not talking happy either.
Oh, dude, the fucking right before we got Tyson fixed. Oh my god, dude, he used to annoy the shit out of me because he would constantly try to hump Bo,
Yeah.
and he'd get up behind Bo, and the bad problem is he would get up on Bo's back, and then he would start scratching at his back, and then that felt good to Bo, and Bo would put his ass down. I'm like, because he'd be getting his back scratched by Tyson at the same time. And I'm like, dude, you better not be putting your ass down. You're going to get something up there you don't want.
Well, that happens with Tino. Tino will be laying there and he gets on him and so scratching his back like that, and he'd be taking hair off of his back, right? And then all of a sudden he'll lay down in a certain way. Then Loki get the right spot, and you hear him.
Feels that little poke, you don't like it.
Yeah. Tino go like get that shit off of me, you know. I don't mind you scratching my back, but quit scratching that. It happens about once a week. Until I turn around and find him doing it, and I yell at him, and then it stops. It's a bad design because the wheels.
Do they not turn, or are they just permanently stuck?
No, they're permanently glued in here, but they don't have a 100% surface. You know what I mean? This one had 100% surface. I'm gluing it to the wheel well now.
Oh,
Is
that tomato?
That's Mater.
Yeah, Mater. Tomato.
Yeah, tomato without the tuck.
Yeah, without the two.
Without the tuck. Like tomato without the tuck. And that works. Gluing it into the wheel well works.
What are you printing that for? You just print it just to print it?
Well, we watched Cars the other day, and she loved it. So I said, "Well, I found
Mater
a
was a
tomato."
pretty funny.
Yeah,
He was a pretty funny character.
See, that's not bad. It's as long as it does, because you're not gonna roll it.
You know what's funny about that movie is it actually looks like the town I grew up in almost.
Really?
Like the real desert area and a lot of like abandoned shit.
Yeah. That Lance? And I wasn't even looking. You heard me? He's probably on his walk.
On your printer that
See? I just got the engine put in. You got the everything, the engine put in, you got his teeth put in. I got one more thing to print, and I don't know what the hell it's for.
What does it look like?
I'll show you in a minute. It's I don't have a clue. I'm gonna figure out what it's for in a minute.
What's up, Lance?
I wasn't even looking when I said that. I said this Lance, huh?
You came in and it froze
I got
up.
two things.
You must have just been leaving the house.
Okay, that's the engine.
Oh.
Okay, that might be what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's
Going
just got
on
one
as
thing
well.
left. Oh, okay. It's the windows and the headlight. That's what I got left.
Okay.
Cleo, get away. I'm turning the vacuum on. That's it. Go.
What's up,
Here comes
Lance?
the vacuum.
hey guys, yeah, it was my internet. It took it off my home internet to the Wi-Fi.
I'm turning it on.
Oh, it took you off your Wi-Fi to your cell network.
There you go.
You said that backwards.
Yeah, I did. One more day off, huh? You work Monday, Justin?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. You got one more day.
Yeah. I got tomorrow off, and then I start Tuesday morning.
Gosh, you guys start early.
They started Thursday here.
Why start? Then see, I don't get that. Like, why are you going to start on a fucking Thursday and then come back Friday and then have the weekend off again? Like, why even start that late in the week? They should have just moved it up to the next Monday.
Well, they started half the kids on
dumb.
Thursday, half the kids on Friday. That's how they did it.
How much you want to bet? Like the last week of school's only like 2 or 3 days too. It's like they could have just shifted the whole school year 2 days.
That was weird. I was thinking of Curtis just the other day, and I thought, I wonder where he disappeared to.
He don't come around very often.
No, he doesn't.
He used to come on Paul's like at least once a week back in the day, but he don't come around very often anymore.
And like Paul Hodges, he hasn't been on for a while.
He was on. It's either Ed's or Dominic's show. What, like about 4 or 5 months? About 4 months ago. 4 or 5 months ago, he was on one of those
Camera
shows.
wise, was he on?
No, it was about 2, 3 months ago. Yeah, he was on camera. He came on their show and was hanging out with them. I think it was on Edward's show because I think I missed Ed's show that night because I was off doing something. I think I was at a party or something.
What is Edward's show? Is it a culinary on how to cook hot dogs?
Yeah,
Well, he don't really do it anymore. So
you don't do it anymore.
He only did it for about a month and a half and he gave up on it because he
How many
ended up.
How many
what?
different relishes you can put on a hot dog?
That's funny.
And he had yeah, that's when he started going back to work, and they were like a couple months behind on work because it was raining and snowing and everything up there a lot, so they couldn't work
Yeah.
at all for a couple months. They
Yeah.
put him way behind.
Yeah.
I've got and itching my ankle. I've got to stop.
The companies here don't really have like that's the one good thing about construction workers down here is they're not really limited by the time of year down here. They can pretty much work year round. Up there, the winter kills a lot of their work. That's why I said he's really lucky that they pay him when he's off because I don't know any construction company that pays you if they're not working, you don't get paid.
That's because he owns the company.
Us. And he's camping and he just bought a new trailer and everything. I think he is the owner. He's just being coy with us. Shit, JD came on my panel like a few months back. He hadn't been on a live panel in a minute. At least nobody
on
I know.
camera. On
Yeah.
camera. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he came out and hung out one night. It's good to see him. I ain't seen him in a long time on camera. Every once in a while, JD gets frisky. He'll show up.
See
How
that
you
yellow
doing,
car?
Joe?
See the
All right.
yellow car there?
Johnny had a nice group this morning.
We had a good show this morning.
It was all on there.
Well, it was Chris Hope, Lon Denard, John Flynn, myself, Johnny, and he.
Dude,
I know
really?
he had a bunch of people watching.
Yeah, I made the comment that Lon's skin looked good with his ring light.
Yeah.
See the ring light in his glasses.
Trying to decide what drone to take with me today. When we go out there, and I said, shit, I got to do batteries because I don't know how many batteries I got with the Mavic 3 in the back. I just checked the batteries here, and my batteries here on my Air 3S, they're both full. So I guess who's coming with me?
Where are you going to go fly?
Well, we're going out to Manchac. That's right on the swamp. It's a waterway that goes through. It's called Manchac Pass, and it's a waterway that goes through between Lake Maurepas and Lake Pontchartrain, and that's where the train bridge is. The trains come through, and Latterette, the guy does the litigation for the
He knows a lot of the rules and regs.
Yeah, and he's coming down. There's a guy that's got a court date Monday, and he's coming down to assist with the attorney. So, and he's here. He's got to meet with the attorney today at noon, but he's going to be finished probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock. So he's about 15 miles from Manchac. So Johnny's talked him into probably meeting us up there. I'll drive. It's 40 miles for me. It's about 20 miles for Johnny. So we'll meet him at Manchac and fly. And then right there is Middendorf's big restaurant. And we'll probably go over there and eat afterwards. I've never eaten at Middendorf's in my life. It's really a seafood restaurant. But I've heard from everybody that's ever gone there that if you like catfish, get the thin fried catfish. And that's their main thing. And I don't know if she still works there. Audrey, that used to be my assistant manager, was working there. So she may work there. I may see it. But that's $30 if I go eat there. That's gonna be at least $30.
You better not be picking up the bill if you have ever seen the size of Ryan.
I'm not picking up shit. I'll pay for mine.
Dude, I just noticed, speaking of court, I was reading that summons I got from September.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the driver suing the bus driver, but it's the state of Florida versus her.
Really?
Probably it's because she's a Class B drive holder, so she's under the DOT and all that shit. So that's probably why. Because I was gonna say the driver and the two occupants of the car got deported off the scene. The cop called ICE and they came and picked them up like 30 minutes after the accident. They arrested everybody in the car and took them. So I
Yeah.
was like, how the fuck are they suing them? But yeah, it's the state of Florida. I didn't notice that when I read it last time. It
Here you
says you
go.
are commanded to appear at court, bitch.
This is the restaurant I'm telling you about. It. Make sure it's open today. Look too. But this is the first thing you see. Home of the world famous original thin fried catfish since 1934. That's the plate you get right there, full of catfish, hush puppies,
That's an
French
old
fries.
catfish.
Look at that.
That is an old
Man.
catfish.
I'm
Yeah.
not a big catfish person, so
But
it looks
I tell
good,
you, oh, this is good. I guarantee it's good. So that's what
but
I'm.
I mean, visually
probably-
it looks good, but I'm not a big catfish person.
Yeah, let's find our menu. This is what I'm afraid of. This is what
I
I'm
gotta-
afraid of. Oh, you know what I might get? I'll be honest with you. You know what I might get? They got it.
No,
I'm looking to see if they got it. I don't see. They don't have it. My freaking. Everybody else has it. I want charbroiled oysters.
talking about food, did you see Drew Brees' inauguration speech?
Yeah, I did.
He was talking about food at New Orleans. New Orleans, I mean, sorry.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay.
They
Thin
should have
fried
showed
catfish. That's not bad. $18. Shit.
he should have showed the Beastquake run in his inauguration, don't you think?
Yeah. I could get me, listen to this shit, boy. I could get me a seafood platter. It's got
Debbie,
fried
what's up,
shrimp,
man?
a stuffed crab, fried oysters, and thin fried catfish for $24.75. And that's
Also,
gonna have
that
the
looks-
that's what I'm getting. I want the
Also-
seafood platter. I'll have
said
me
that
food to
looks
bring
good as
home.
fuck.
I'll get fried oysters, fried shrimp, stuffed crab. I'll get thin fried catfish, hush puppies, coleslaw, and French fries for $25. Hell yeah. I already know what I'm getting. That's it. I want seafood platter, baby. I'll leave a $5 tip on that. That's 20%.
Thank you.
What the hell's a hush puppy? Because over here, that's a shoe.
A hush puppy is like a little round piece of fried cornbread.
I saw a video on fish the other day, and the catfish came out as the worst tasting fish.
Right, yeah. Well, that is going to vary depending on where you're taking that poll at.
Yeah, it just means they haven't eaten catfish in Louisiana. So,
No, it is true though. It's gonna be whatever area you take that poll in. People are gonna have different preferences
yeah.
because you could go one spot and take that poll, and everybody would say it'd be another fish.
Yep.
Yeah, in Louisiana, don't they say that carp's the worst tasting fish?
No, cod is.
God, he's lovely.
I wouldn't eat cod if that's all I had to eat. I'd die.
God, if you go and get fish and chips in Britain, it's more likely going to be cod.
No, I don't mean cod. I mean carp. Carp.
Yeah, that's what I said. Carp.
Yeah. Wait, not COD. CARP.
Al
Yeah.
said that looks good as fuck. Debbie said hi to everybody.
Hey, Debbie. Debbie. Was that,
I know. Debbie.
hey, Devin.
JD said I'd have to imagine trouser trap tastes pretty bad too. Again, that's on personal preference.
What
I
he
guess
saying?
it depends. I guess it depends on what you were brought up with.
Yeah.
I don't
There
know.
goes JD.
I don't know. A lot of the gay guys in the gay community might disagree with you, JD. I think they like trouser trap pretty well.
Mm.
Justin played Battlefield 6 online with Adrian. I probably will never play Fortnite again. Oh yeah, that's way more realistic though. Battlefield 6 is a completely different game. See, that's why Jason doesn't like playing the realistic ones like that, because Jason was an ex-SEAL and he just doesn't really like. He likes some more cartoonish, fakish look of Fortnite because he doesn't like the realistic.
You get some PTSD on that.
Yeah, he
There you
don't like
go.
reliving
It's finished. Look,
reality. So
got the motor in it. You got the eyes. It got all the little stuff on it. Got the wheels glued in. It's not bad. That's metered.
and
I
there's
made it
TJ.
without the tub.
TJ came back in the chat after we called him out like 20 minutes ago. He said he was going to come on his own to prove to
Yeah, I
us he
know.
was at work. Tell him, Lance, he's a poser.
Loser.
So, let's see how this is.
Well, they've been having some bad weather at the men's golf in Carolina, in Greensboro. They had a few stoppages yesterday for weather. And the women's amateur in Tennessee got delayed as well.
Bad, huh?
Mm.
I thought they were more expensive. I thought Middendorf was more expensive. Cause I go over to by my sister's house, and Middendorf's is right down the street. They got one there too. Shoot, if I knew that stuff, I'd be buying me a seafood platter from 'em.
Yeah, but
When
don't you
we,
get food for free when you go to your sister's?
oh yeah, but that's further. I gotta go. I got about another 25 miles, 30 miles to go. When I go to my sister's house, she's always cooking, so that's a good thing. I haven't seen her lately. I called her about a week, 2 weeks ago, and I said, "Yeah, I've been meaning to get by there." She goes, "Don't come yet." I said, "What's the matter?" She goes, I got that intestinal thing." She says, "I've been going to every time I get up, I go to the bathroom." I said, "I'm not coming by." Let me know when you finish. I gotta go see her, and I'll see her a couple of times during football season because I got games right by our house. So I can usually go early, spend time with her, then go to the game. Well, boy, I'll tell you what though. Now I'm getting hungry looking at this menu. Because I tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. Next time I'm flying out there, Johnny go flying, when I'm leaving, I'm going. If they're open, I'm going to get a seafood platter to go.
What did you buy a jar of, JD? Oh, utterly nuts. Oh, hold on. Is that the one that's sold by that chick online? Hold on a sec. That name sounds so familiar. There's a girl I watch that does like what's her channel name? Hold
Hey, Justin, do you like broiled fish?
No.
on. Not really, no. I'm not a big fish person to be
Okay,
honest.
now
So,
I'm gonna tell you one. Ready? Are you ready for this? Bacon wrapped broiled catfish.
That's what we were brought up on, broiled, grilled fish with breadcrumbs sprinkled
oh,
over the
never
top of
mind.
it.
Yeah,
Hers, her,
bacon wrapped broiled fish, that might sell you. You know?
never mind. Her website's called Kinda Nutty. Never mind. I was thinking it sounded similar, but okay. Yeah, it's not the
Yeah,
same.
yeah, I got this for you, Paul. You get 4 pair fried or broiled frog legs.
Oh, there you go.
Now
You
I'm
eat
telling you
frog
what, that's get 8 frog legs fried and all that other stuff, 18.50. That's probably a good meal right there.
They have to be bloody big frogs.
Yeah, they got the big bullfrogs down here. Those are big. That's bigger than a chicken wing.
Hmm.
You eat
And
frog legs?
guess what it tastes like? Tastes like
Chicken.
chicken.
Hey, JD, they got a free entry on their website for they're giving away to 5 people. I don't know
There
if
you
you
go,
entered
JD.
into it.
Enter that, buddy.
Can't say as
Yeah,
I have ever had frog's legs. It's
Yeah.
really big in France, which explains why they've got it down near New Orleans.
yeah, their stuff's a little pricey. It's not too bad though. But it looks really good though. So, you just started an addiction you're not going to be able to afford, JD.
Now I said, I'm looking at all of this food. I'm saying, yeah, this is what I'm getting. I said, let me make sure they're open. Yeah, they're open till 9 p.m. tonight. Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm getting. Tonight I'll be eating seafood platter. And if
Well, how can it
somehow
be
Ryan can't go out there, I'm going anyway.
just a minute? How can it be a seafood platter if it's got catfish on that don't live in the sea?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to be honest.
They got catfish, they got oysters, they got shrimp. They had
Frogs.
something else, a stuffed crab.
Yeah, but it should just be seafood based food though.
Yeah, they do that.
I would just say it a fish platter because that covers everything.
You gotta have freedom fries. Gotta have freedom fries.
No, you're
You
better
all
off
right?
with steak fries,
All right.
steak cooked fries.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna buy a seafood platter. It's got trout, bass. This is a bunch of freshwater shit.
Well, you see, bass over here is a sea fish.
Yeah.
We don't have that much bass in our rivers.
Because sea bass.
Yeah, sea bass. It's one of the
Well, over
dearer
here,
fish that.
yeah, there are a lot of lakes around here. They got like wide mouth bass and all that.
Big mouth, not wide mouth. Come on.
Wide mouth bass. It's like crawdads.
Somebody boot his ass. He even said Nolan's right, and then you screwed up.
Islands,
Nolans?
New Orleans.
New
Oh
Orleans.
Lord, there you go. I'm coming over. That's it. Make me the host. Make me the host quick.
Well, if you pronounced it the way the French pronounce it, it'd be New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans.
A bunch of idiots.
But it's New Orleans. We all know that.
It's Nolans.
You have to stress the leans.
Nolans. Listen, Nolans. Like Norfolk, Virginia's Norfolk. Okay. Nolans.
Norfolk.
Like it's
Yeah, but-
Washington.
But Norfolk is spelt Norfolk.
Isn't it Norfolk?
Yeah,
Supposed to be, but they say Norfolk.
Norfolk's a
I made
county
myself
in
hungry.
England.
I'm serious. I done made myself hungry with this shit.
What
Well,
time
guess
is
what
it?
I'm
It must be 8, 9, 10 o'clock there about.
Yeah, guess what? I ate already this morning, but guess what I'm making?
Food.
I got 4 hot dog buns left over, right? Okay, 4 hot dog buns. I don't have any hot dogs. So I threw them in the air fryer. I'm gonna toast them up. I'm gonna put some butter on them and some strawberry jam and a cup of coffee.
Oh, dude, that food we had yesterday at that barbecue was so good. They did ribs, smoked ribs. They did 2 beer chickens where they put the beer can in the chicken.
Oh yeah.
Really good. And then they did these on gratin potatoes. That were awesome. And then they did jalapeno sausages and regular sausages. Oh, it was so good. Everything was delicious. There wasn't a bad dish that they made yesterday.
And did you play water volleyball?
No, we did play. They played. I didn't play because I wasn't drinking, but they played water beer pong. They have a
Oh, yeah.
floaty that goes in the pool with
Yeah.
the cups, and then they played some kind of drinking card game. But I sat in the pool next to them and just watched them play because I wasn't drinking.
Was this a neighborhood party?
No, it was just our friends that always throw pool parties and stuff. But this
Where-
summer they didn't really throw a lot of parties like all summer long. They decided to throw one the last weekend of the summer break, right? Because they didn't. Usually we have a big 4th of July bash over at their house, and this year though they had family stuff that they had pre-planned, so we didn't end up doing it.
That's what they told you. The rest of
Oh,
the
no,
neighborhood was invited.
I don't know. It's not in my neighborhood. It's about 20-minute drive from here. 25
They
minutes.
moved.
That's because isn't she a friend of your wife's?
Oh, we're both friends with them.
Okay.
Because my
I see a
Sarah
raccoon,
and
guys.
his wife worked together at the same company, and then they both ended up leaving and going to different companies years ago. And I worked with her husband. He was my boss for a couple of years, and then I ended up going and leaving the gas company, which I would have ended up losing my job like 3 months after I left anyway because they lost the contract. So it
Raccoon
didn't
in the
really matter at
daytime.
the time.
He's got rabies, I'm sure.
A raccoon.
'Cause
Yeah. One
Yeah.
just crossed the
Company-
street in front of me.
the company I work for sold all their contracts to another company for like $1 billion. So everybody lost their jobs anyway. Most people did. His nearest employee to him now is like 2 hours away. He used to have like 6 or 7 employees just in our area, but now his nearest employee is like 2 hours away. He pretty much just works out of the home for the most part.
Need to check to see if he's got friends here.
Yeah, it was a floating bowl for your keys in the pool, Al.
Be careful, Lance. They usually have friends.
Well,
Yeah,
I did
I
say
know.
They little
adult
masks.
party.
They're like a gang.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any, so I'm by where the raccoon crossed, so I should be okay. But my head's on a swivel. Reminds me of my linebacker days,
Yeah.
looking for running backs.
Yeah, they got them little masks on. They're running the game.
I was showing off your prints the other night, Al, on my live stream. There's somebody I know online said he was interested in getting a 3D printer to do the big the big figurines like you were doing, like the Halo one and stuff.
What? Master Sergeant,
Master Chief.
Master Chief. That was it.
Yeah, it's like 4 foot tall, dude. It's a big ass motherfucker.
Wow.
He's done like quite a few figurines that are like around 4 foot. Dude, I saw one the other day. Somebody had on Make World that was 6 foot. I was
That'll
like,
fill your
good
house up
God.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 6 foot Master Chief. I was like, holy shit, the amount of filament. Dude, you'd have to use like at least 10 or 15 rolls probably. I was like, good God, especially depending on how much infill density you did on it. Because I really wouldn't want to go too weak on it. I'd probably do it at least 25%. Because I'd want a little weight to it, you know, a little bit more strength to it. Yeah, I showed him the Spider-Man one he did. It was pretty cool. So you just use like a window vent, kind of like the portable ACs, JD? Is that what you're using? Like a fan in it or something?
This feels like a very different situation.
Well, it's almost like competition.
Lance is on his walk.
Yep. Almost completed my first lap.
How many laps do you do?
I do 2.5.
Wow.
I walk for about.
How far is that?
It's about 1,300 steps.
Actually, Al, are you in a 2-story or just a single-story house? I was gonna say, because it might be worth it if you plan on keeping those printers a long time. Maybe have a contractor come in and put a vent tube up through the roof. Wouldn't be that big of a project.
I've been doing it every day since the schools got out, Paul. I probably missed about 3, maybe 4 days. But
Now, when is it you take your big trip?
September, early September.
Oh, September.
wife- Yeah, my wife canceled all flights because of all the confusion. She's going to rebook today
Oh, okay.
and let them know what's going on, because she thinks, at least the lady told her, remember when I got home last night to take my third car to the oil change, she was on the phone with him. And I thought she had it figured out, but she didn't. The lady said, because you did one way from Seattle to Lisbon, they thought you were staying longer than 3 months. So that's why they were telling you that. And I told my wife, I never told anyone I talked to our flight plans other than Seattle to Lisbon. So that wasn't true. But once she looked it up with my wife, that's what she said. I said, well, you know, the other folks knew nothing about our flights. So she's going to call. See, here's the thing. We're flying to Lisbon. Then from Lisbon, we're flying to Croatia. I forget which city. Split, I think. And then from Split to Seattle. And but from Lisbon to Split, we're on a completely different airlines. It's like, I don't know what it is, but and then from Split to home, it's back on Delta. So she'll walk the person through and say, can we do this with a 4-month passport?
Now, how long you plan on being there?
Too long. As long as we want.
Oh, so
Probably
your
a month
return tickets
is
are
our-
open ended?
They're not yet, but she hasn't. She's got to look to see when the best prices are, and it's going to be somewhere around the 1st of October.
Okay.
So a little less than a month. My nephew, who's a college football player, will be staying in our house while we're gone and doing some dog sitting. Our Doberman, he'll keep an eye on our Doberman for us. And he gets to work from home. He works for Honey Bucket. You guys know what Honey Bucket is?
No.
Heard of-
They have them in Georgia. They're outhouses. They're Santa cans.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I remember you
portable.
talking about that.
And they're
Yeah.
only in about 10 states. There's a bigger company. I forget what it's called. It's Santa Can maybe, or it's more national.
So
But
it's
he's-
porta potties.
Yeah, there you
Yep.
go. Porta Potty. Porta Potty is the bigger company.
Yeah.
Yes. And they call them Honey Buckets. And so Washington pretty much has the market on Honey Bucket. So you use Honey Buckets up here. There are some porta potties, but not many. Went to a wedding a couple summers ago. Those outhouses have gotten nice. I mean, they're on trailers. You walk in, there's music playing, real sinks, clean, marble. I mean, some of those can be nice, seriously.
JD.
And
Well, you don't have to get rid of all of them, Al. Just get rid of like one or two of them to make some room. It is pretty. Those are pretty cool machines, but I understand you don't always play them and all that.
So Lance, did you see what Ron Brown put out yesterday?
I did not.
The letter from someplace, some organization saying the FCC is letting you be able to talk for 30 days and give them insight on why they shouldn't do it. But they're talking about retroactively all drones with LiDAR on them, banning them.
For the sale of purchase, but they can't ban you from flying it.
They're going to revoke the licenses on them. So it'll be FCC unauthorized. So I don't know how far they can go with that.
Wow. So
I don't think you can enforce it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
my
thought-
Mini 5 and my Air 2S, Air 3S.
Yeah,
I better not
3S,
say
Mini
I'm not-
5, Mavic 4.
Uh-huh.
So
Neo
Paul,
2.
my
The
Air
Neo
2S is no
2's got
longer for sale. Sorry, Paul.
The Neo 2 is a pretty dumbed down version of LiDAR. It's more infrared than LiDAR.
All right.
22 yards
Uh,
to a face. They're costing them.
Interesting.
Time to Fly
Yep.
said he lost his man card when they got married.
A lot
But I
of people
mean-
do.
Stupid because LiDAR is just really a light version of sonar.
Right.
Okay, lap 1.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do, but I don't think it's bullshit. I think the FCC is really trying.
Okay, it says that. So with if the FCC revokes a device certification, such as putting a specific brand or model on the covered list due to security or non-compliance, the rule typically bans future sale imports or new
Yeah.
authorizations. Previous purchased consumer devices are usually grandfathered in unless the agency explicitly outlaws the operation of legacy units.
Right.
So you have to wait and see if they tell you, because if they don't come out and say you guys can't fly what you already bought, they're just revoking the license and you're fine.
Yeah, if they come out and say that, they're gonna have to buy us back, or they can't enforce it. I guarantee you.
Well, they kind of can if they use the tracking software, because then they'll know when you put it in the air. So they could enforce it if they really wanted to. Now, whether they have the manpower or the will to want to go do that, is
Well,
another
that's what I'm
thing.
getting at. I don't think they have the manpower.
But like I said, this isn't like using, like, say, a Bluetooth device that doesn't have tracking software. You guys are flying drones that have built-in tracking software that they can access at any time. So
Right.
that's a different story than just saying like a Bluetooth headset you bought for your phone and all of a sudden it got revoked. They would never know you were using that, most likely. If you just bought like a $20 cheap pair of Bluetooth headphones offline, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks later they say, "Oh, you can't use those anymore," they'll never know you'll use it until the damn thing breaks and you end up throwing it away anyway.
Right.
But that you have that built-in tracking software, the what is it, the
Remote
what do you
ID.
call it?
Remote
Remote
ID.
ID. So they'll know, they could, if they really wanted to, they could monitor the remote ID and know exactly where and when you threw that drone in the air. But
Yep.
like I said, whether they have the manpower or the will to want to go do that, that's another question. They might not have the manpower to want to even enforce that. But yeah, so you guys just have to wait to see if they completely explicit or outlaw operating legacy units, which they might not do. So it don't matter. You already got another hobby anyway, Joe. You friggin' 3D print. So
I'm
Now
gonna start
go buy
3D
those
printing
in the
drones.
So they had no RC cars or boats at Walmart. They had little toy ones, like, 3 inches long. That was it.
you have to go on the website for Walmart or Amazon. They got a bunch of them on it.
I was there a couple months ago and they had them. I don't know about the boats, but the bigger cars they did.
Yeah, that's true too, Al. They don't even have to send their own agents out. The FCC could call local law enforcement and say, "Hey, this drone's registered to this guy, and we got confirmation he put it in the air, and it was banned," and they could go pick up the drone, or just take it and seize it. They could use local law enforcement for sure. All they got to do is call them up and say, "Hey, this guy's not supposed to have this drone. We banned it on our FCC list. It's not supposed to be in the air at all. It's this person that it was registered to. Go knock on their door.
All I
And
know, if they
you
come
have
here
the
and try
right to
to, they
seize the
come try to
drone."
take,
And
if they come to try to seize my drone, I'm gonna be on Bad Boys on cops.
because technically they don't have to buy shit back. They don't have to give you any money for that. They're not going to either. I guarantee you, government agency's not going to pay you for your equipment.
No, I'm talking, but what I think what they're talking about, Justin, is that DJI is going to have to reimburse you.
Well, they wouldn't have
Nobody's
to.
gonna
No.
reimburse you.
Who's gonna enforce that? If DJI is no longer doing business in the U.S., they have no legal means to enforce that. They won't be able to. How are they going to put pressure on them?
DJI can just put a software update to turn the LiDAR off.
Yeah, they could do that too to get around it. They
I
just
think
don't
it's
make the
smart
LiDAR
technology.
available. Somebody will figure out a way around it to hack it to turn it back on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When are they going to start to do this, or is it just rumor right now?
Well, it just came out, so they said 30 days. They want people to be able to submit tickets to talk about it.
They want people's input, so you got to put in at least they're asking the public what their opinion is on it. But if enough non-drone flyers hear about it and put their opinion in, they're going to have problems.
And I wonder why LiDAR is the issue.
So do you have Joe, do you have a link to where people need to go to do that? Or
And it's on Ron Brown. He gives you a link to do it, and it gives you a link to everything.
Ask Ryan
So-
today when you see him.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
talk
on
to him about.
his
Well, I'm
It's on
gonna
his-
tell him I'm gonna take my Air 3S and I'm gonna strap. Let me show you. So, what the hell? Let camera.
Well, where's it at on his channel? Like on the video description? Or
Yeah,
what?
he had it on. He had it on. He had. I'll find it in a second. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Air 3S there, Lance.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna get that little thing that drops stuff from it, right? And I'm gonna
Yeah.
hang this 3D printed grenade on it and fly it around, see if anybody notices.
Oh, yeah, you're trying to get the FCC to ban it quicker, ain't you?
So what do you think? What do you think? I'll fly it around with that on it. You
Yep,
think they'll
there you
notice?
go. No. And then
Local,
pretend to drop it.
local
What's that he's got
Louisiana
hanging
man.
from there? The grenade.
they're gonna,
Have
you're gonna
everything,
hear.
Homeland, everybody.
Oh yeah, you're gonna hear
Lot
that
of them
local
were-
Louisiana man arrested for terrorizing neighborhood.
Your local
Bad
prison.
boys, bad boys. What you gonna do?
So here's the scenario. Listen closely. This is Joe and him on Bad Boys. They knock on his door. He peeks through the people. He notices it's the FCC. He grabs his Air 3S, puts it in a bag, busts the door open, runs through the guys, runs down the stairs, slides across his Dodge Charger hood, gets in his car, peels out, and flips him off as he's
There you go.
pulling out of the driveway.
I'm-
There you go.
I'm gonna slide across my Santa Fe 2009 Santa Fe and get in there and putt down the street.
Give himself a hernia trying to climb onto the bonnet.
Pulls out both pistols, starts shooting out his windows in the back. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. I retract that.
Joe's out there like fucking training day. I'll put cases on all you sons of bitches, clacking his guns together. And King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
I think that's too big. And the link is too big. Hold on.
Oh, dude, I hate when they make links like ridiculously huge. It is annoying.
Well, this is the place right here. The Drone Advocacy Alliance, right there, the one I put in. And if you go on there, it tells you you might be able to find it just on there. Let's see. Under Take Action, hit Take Action. And Take Action brings you to see, it's got to be on there somewhere else.
Now, I agree with Al. I don't think that you'll ever get any money back from it if they ban it. You're just
Okay.
gonna end up with a paperweight.
They could click on that link right there and then go to the up on the top FCC/Take Action,
Now,
and it tells about it.
if it's like a state agency or something, or like a police department, they have to give up their drones. I guarantee they'll get some kind of grant or something to buy something else. They'll give them some kind of money to pay that back. But a regular consumer, they ain't gonna give you a fucking dime. I guarantee it. Yeah, I'd be really wary about buying anything new for sure, or buying any more of what you can already buy. You're gonna see a big jump in RC cars here in a couple months.
Okay, I'm putting it in right now. This is the place. That's not it. Stupid ass thing. I copied it and it gave me the wrong one. Hold on a minute.
Right now, LiDAR is
Mm.
extremely dangerous and everything with it should be banned. This is just my input from a regular person. Matter of fact,
Actually-
cameras are a security risk too. We should ban all cameras. One
Yes,
time
security
ago-
Actually,
cameras.
that is the link.
Security cameras are a security risk.
Yeah. Well, that one time a drone hovered and zoomed in on my crotch. Very devastating.
Henry, that's Henry Potts, Kelly Bennett, Andy Young.
Well, at least they're asking you guys for your opinion, whether that means anything at the end of the day. I don't know. Yeah, you really need to get that fucking Mavic 4 on the internet. Try to get that thing sold before anything crazy happens. That's a lot of money to lose out on, dude. I would really try putting that thing back on eBay or something again. I'd put it on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, throw it out on a couple different sites.
Man, I put it in there just now. It says go to the FCC. Okay, tell them what you think. You go to the link, the Advocacy Alliance page, and on the top right, hit take action, and it brings you to the link. You can fill it out.
And that's the FCC's requesting people's input.
Right.
Okay. Well, the thing is, if half of y'all don't do it that are flying drones, that's on you guys at the end of the day. Everybody in this chat or on this panel that flies drones should be filling that out right now.
And here's the direct link. I found a direct link.
That lives in the US. Because if you don't, you're just not helping your own cause.
There's the direct link right there. That brings you directly into it. Stop walking at me. Go away. Go.
Facebook that to me, Joe, would you please?
Okay.
So everybody in this chat or on this panel that lives in the US, if you don't fill that out and you fly drones, you're part of the problem.
Yeah, I'll fill it out today.
Because the more people they get answering it, the better chances you got, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sending you the link to take action. It'll bring you to the page that tells you about it, Lance.
Okay,
And then the links are in there. You can see it.
okay.
If you want a really good reason, go to ChatGPT, tell it what you want it to write for you. Have it write
yeah,
you out a
that's what
really
I'm doing.
good,
Yep.
really good response.
Hey, Joe, when you meet Ryan this afternoon, ask him about it.
Well, that's what we're gonna do. Johnny and I are gonna do that.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting the guy.
That is true too, Al, but I understand that too, Al, but it's still, at least you can say I did something, right?
I don't have anything. Come
I don't really care because I don't fly
Come here.
drones anymore. So I really don't give a shit. But
here. I'm gonna do it.
at least you can say I did something
I'll
versus
turn it on.
not doing anything. At least you can say you tried. But I would definitely be getting rid of that Mavic 4 just in case. I'd find somebody to buy that bitch.
Well, I'm telling you, like I said, if I'm flying the little Neo 2 with LiDAR on it, and somebody comes to my door and say, "You're flying that little Neo 2 illegally, you're under arrest," I'm gonna be pissed.
But you still do have two options. The FCC might not ban the stuff that's already purchased, and it's possible DJI might call them up and compromise and say, "We'll turn the LiDAR off on it." You do have a couple of options that could save your drones.
I don't. I'm just getting tired of it, you know. And then you got the people that put their hands out like this, you know, that say maybe in 2 years we'll have a different administration and it'll be different. It started in the previous different administration, you know. That's where it started. When they had nobody on the top to listen to anything, and they pushed everything they wanted. That's when it started. Now, the problem is we got somebody at the top that would probably listen to this, but is anybody giving it to them? You know what I mean? Because I've sent stuff
Exactly.
directly
So
to the
the thing we need to hope is this current administration doesn't go along with the last administration. We get a new administration that does do something about it. That's our hope, I guess.
Well, you don't know.
We don't know.
It could get worse. You know, that's what I'm saying. But I tell you right now, Hegseth is probably listening to people telling him about how bad drones are because of what's going on in Ukraine. That's the way it really happened when Ukraine started. When they started using drones to drop grenades on things, you know.
And then
and
the
now they're saying
fools that
we
are
can't let it
flying the
happen either.
World Cup and the Spokane fires. They caught 4 drones with the Spokane fires. I just can't believe that.
Yeah, that's the thing that it hurts us, you know. And the thing is the people doing that are probably people that aren't 107, that people probably never took a trust test, that just have a drone.
And don't know the rules. Right, exactly.
The guy I was talking to yesterday got a probably $100,000 boat, right? He's got a buffer buffing it clean. And we're talking, he's got a Mavic 3 thermal. He doesn't have a trust test, doesn't have nothing. What he does, he uses it on his property to locate the deer before they go shoot them. Now he told me all of that.
I'm loaning my Mavic 2 Pro to a friend of mine who says he might buy it. And I told him I'm not going to hand it in his hands until I see his trust certificate.
Yep.
And I told him where to get it. And I said, it's easy to get. I can even sit with you and walk you through some of the pieces if you need, but I am not going to hand you my drone that is under my name until you have your trust certificate. Haven't heard back from them, but
No. Great muscle in him.
my brother-in-law flew
I'm
my
not giving you any more
Avata
Go eat the food.
360 when we were at the cabin,
No.
and I walked him through the trust test first, where he had to sign up and get all of that.
You heard me?
And then I said, okay, here you go. I'm going to show you how to fly it. And he flew his maiden flight
Go.
around the 4th of July.
Yeah. Well, looked like my son when my son was here, and we were out in the back here, and I was with the original Levada. I told him with the motion control, I showed him how to use it, and I said, press it slow until you get the feel of it. So I had to walk away from him to go to the car. And when I came back, I could hear the battery thing telling him the battery was low. I said, just bring it back slow, bring it back. You brought it back perfect. Got it, landed it and everything. He said, yeah, that's cool. He said, I learned how to, at first he was going step jerk, you know? Then he got to the point where he could fly it around a little bit. So then I put a new battery in it. He takes it off around the tree, and he went pretty fast going around the tree. Comes back, and he got that sucker going full speed, 7 feet off the ground. And we're underneath the gazebo. He come underneath that gazebo between us, just right between us. I said, bitch, stop. Hold on before you hit me. But he knew what he was doing. He got the feel of it that fast. But I told him, I said, don't ever fly that fast around people. I said, because if you have miss, you're going to hit somebody. Yeah, that's all kind of illegal.
Well, beside that, the other part of that equation is if you fly like that around people, you can't depend on people to just stay still, you know?
Oh, you're right. I stood still because I knew he was going between us.
Yeah, you never know what somebody's gonna do when they react to something like that.
Yeah, they hit the drone. You don't hit them.
So this
Like
is your
those-
buddy flying the drone, Joe, or it's just a drone out in the wilderness?
No, that guy. No, it's somebody. I don't even know the guy. He was on his boat, and he come talk to me because I was flying. He said, "Yeah, you got a thermal," and he says he's got a camp up near Mississippi, and they fly a drone out there and find out where the deer are. Then they bring the drone back and they go in that area and get the deer.
Gotcha.
You can't spot them. It's illegal. I told him,
I
I
think
said,
it's so fucking stupid.
yeah, I told him, I said, it's not like you're doing anything illegal, right? Like that. And he started laughing. He said, yeah, right. So he knows it's not supposed to be doing. He's gonna. I don't have to worry about it. He's gonna get his ass caught with game warden somewhere, someplace. They're gonna
My
catch him.
my thing, this is my thing though, is they give you tags to go get animals that you pay for. Who the fuck cares how you find the animal? They gave you a tag to go kill the damn thing. What does it make a difference if you go out and you walk around looking for it, or you spot it with the drone and kill it? As long as you're only killing what they gave you tags for, I don't see the issue with it. I think it's a dumbass fucking rule. It's stupid as hell.
I saw
Justin for president. Justin for president. Justin for
Yeah.
president. I'm going to make signs.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, if they're going to give you a tag to kill the animal, who cares how you find the animal or how you track it?
Yeah, you got a point.
Just because the technology makes it easier these days, don't mean that they should ban it. There's a reason why they do hunting tags. It's to keep the populations down on certain breeds of animals because it's actually healthy for the herds. Overpopulation causes a lot more problems with diseases and everything else. Like Sean and Ron have explained this multiple times.
Yeah, good point. Wonder what their argument is on why you can't.
Well, Sean told me, Sean's explained it to me like, oh, they just kind of want you to hunt old school. Like, they want you to do it as if you were doing it 50 years ago. And I'm like, why though? That still don't make sense. Like, just because they got to do our technology, that's like banning fish finders. Guys are going to go out and fish anyway, so what the hell does it matter if they use a fish finder? As long as they're sticking to the rules. You know, if the warden pulls them over and said they can only have 5 fish and they only have 5 fish, then I don't see the issue of using one.
You got certain length, and you got the ones underneath because you didn't care. You know.
They said there's a reason they give tags out for hunting. It's not just for sport and fun. It's a lot of it has to do with population control of animals. I said Ron and Sean have explained the reason why they do it multiple times. Otherwise, if deer get out of control and the herds get too big, they start getting crazy diseases and all kinds of problems. Like all these fucking tree huggers that think it's, oh, we should just let animals just be alone and all that. Yeah, we're going to have a lot more problems when they get out of control. They act like nature is like so sweet. We're just animals. It's like, you know, they think that lions don't tackle a gazelle and murder it. But if we shoot a gazelle, it's a problem. Nature's way more violent than we are at the end of the day.
What species is known as a murderer? Is there? Isn't there one? Isn't that lions?
Anything that's a
Crows.
carnivore.
No, it's a murder of crows.
Okay, there you go. I knew there was something.
Like I said, pretty much any animal that's a carnivore is a murderer at the end of the day to a certain point.
Yeah, no, it's just the collective name for a group of crows is a murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying people like really like big PETA like activists and green activists, they act like nature is just like this all encompassing, just like perfect, like heavenly zone that nothing happens in, and we're just fucking it all up by killing animals. It's like, no, they kill each other all the time, way more
All the
violently than
time.
we do. And sometimes just to kill, like it's not always for food. At least most hunters like Ron and Sean, they're not going out just to kill the animal. They're using the meat, they're using the hide. Like they're not just wasting the animal just to waste it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of a sport, but they also don't waste the animal. Most hunters will use most parts of the animal.
So they got a guy that's printed
Morning, ladies.
a little clip that goes on your AMS2 on the front, and you bring your TPU filament through it, and then it goes directly into the back of the printer, and you don't have to go, it doesn't go through the AMS. But you can't put the lid down all the way, it's got a gap. I guess it's the way to do it.
Well, the HT AMS has a hole in the back of the lid that you can take TPU out of, so
That's
that
not
it
bad.
doesn't go through the system.
What's
So
up,
my
Dre?
yeah, that wouldn't be just drill a hole in a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Dre?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just popped there.
Morning, Dre. There's always a delay when someone comes in, though, so they don't know you say hi to them
Good
or start
morning,
talking bad
gentlemen,
about them.
Morning,
and
Dre.
ladies in the chat, if there are any.
You sound
Good.
tired, Dre.
Yes, me.
Yeah, I was in the chat, Dre, so you're good.
I like to hear when Justin starts to run off at the mouth.
There's always a delay when someone comes in, though, so they don't know you say hi to them.
Yeah, you got his YouTube on.
No. Justin was talking about the wildlife. I say most cases, wildlife kills to survive.
Yeah.
We have evolved to just kill for sport, or that's it.
Uh-huh.
I would say definitely like what Ron and Sean do is sport, but they also don't
Nobody was
waste.
forced to go out and hunt. I don't care if it's wild pig or deer, elk,
So
whatever
I
it
would
is,
say-
pheasant. When we can
I
just
would
go
say
down
those
to
in
the local
Alaska,
grocery store and buy the same meat, no matter what region you may be in.
those
No,
in
I agree with-
Alaska might need to do that to survive because they don't have a lot of money up there, especially like the Indian Eskimos. They may hunt to survive, but it's a very small population for sure. Dre.
Well, like I said, and I understand that, and Sean and like what Ron do is somewhat of a sport, but they also just don't waste the animals. And there is a scientific reason why they do it these days, and it's for herd control and to knock down diseases and stuff. Like Ron and Sean have explained that multiple times. That's coming from them, not me. Can Dre hear us?
But I
I
I don't
guess
think
yeah,
he can.
you
I
don't
don't
need
think
to
he can
eat.
hear us.
You don't need to eat deer, but you don't need to eat salmon either. I guess, right? Or cod or halibut.
Got a point. Well, I like my
So-
seafood pot I'm gonna eat later today.
There you go. Your catfish.
Like I said, if Sean and Ron were going out just to kill a deer and then they just left it, shot it and left it, I would say, yeah, it's kind of fucked. But at least they're cutting the meat up, they're taking it, they're putting it in their freezer, they're eating it. They're using their stuffing, at least they're stuffing the deer, they're not just wasting the hide and all that.
Well, that's not the average scenario. Some do that and they're efficient at it. But like I say, most of us live in urban enough areas where we can go down to the grocery store and buy exactly what they're hunting.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
potatoes, strawberries.
Right. Like I said, wildlife do it for survival. Now you will have occasions where something has happened to unbalance the, as we say, the ecosystem, to where you have mass slaughters of one species over another, but that is not the normal course. You know, like I said, when the lions have eaten, they don't go hunt down an elephant. They've already eaten. You know, so it's like I say, when they get hungry, they know they need to eat. When they're breeding season, when they know they got more mouths to feed and all that kind of, the lion has to go out and take care. You know, nobody goes out and hunts an elk because they want to go ahead and feed the newborn. You know, either we breastfeed them or go buy formula.
And then what we were also talking about was the fact that like they don't let you use drones to go hunt.
Yeah.
If they're going
Yeah.
to
And
issue a tag, I don't
that,
see why it matters how you track the deer, as
yeah,
long as
I
you're
heard your
following the
argument
rules.
on that earlier, and I have mixed feelings on it.
Well, they could take and have you indicate if you're going to fly a drone and track the deer and charge you more money.
Yeah, they could do it like that, which would be
Well,
reasonable in my book. My thing is, if it's supposed to be a sport type thing, it's not a survival issue like we just talked about. It's not about survival. If it's just a sport that you like to go hunt, these are rules of the game.
Yeah.
Like we have rules for other games that we play, that we involve ourselves in. There's always rules to the game. So this makes it so it not using a drone makes it a little harder. It gives a little bit of a opportunity for the prey to escape and so forth. Now, if you're using drones to herd animals towards the slaughter, like they use dogs, same type of mindset. They used to use dogs to
they still use dogs in a lot of places.
use dogs for the same thing. Like I say, it takes away from the actual hunting sport.
I think that should be up to the individual, though. If
Well,
somebody wants
like I
to
said,
do it
there's
the
always
difficult
rules
way,
to the sport. When you
I said
start adjusting the rules, it's no longer a sport.
Yeah, but once you shoot an animal and it runs,
Mm-hmm.
drone works great for tracking it to find out where it's going to die.
Yeah, no doubt. It does. It does aid and all that kind of stuff, but it comes back to what the rules of the sport is. And like I said, I have on both sides of the fence. I get it to where you do have certain species of animals that are a nuisance, like we talk about the wild hogs across the Southwest, Texas,
oh yeah, they're
Arkansas,
bad.
places like that, to where you can go capture, shoot, whatever. There is no season because these things are I would say more like a menace to some people's opinion to the local crops and everything else where these things eat nonstop. So like Justin was saying, to control the population and also protect what is being grown or used for survival, there's that aspect of that where they use thermal drones to track the herd of wild hogs. So
Mm-hmm.
like I said, there's two sides to everything. I know guys here that travel all the way up to Bridgeport area, California, into the plains of Nevada to go deer hunting, and they gotta get tags from California side and from the Nevada side, and what they can and can't shoot.
I know that your dad gets captive to places you visit. You tend to write down all the different countries you visit. So like got the British town covered. Yeah, so what a joy as well. Very congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion.
But I just think about, we had rhinos over here in America, and you want to go out and hunt a rhino, and rhinos are known to attack the hunter.
Oh yeah.
So what will people still be going out trying to hunt a rhino, knowing they could be hunted? Animal can turn right on you.
What'd you think of that video of the guy being thrown in the air by the?
Oh, I laughed every time, Paul. I feel sorry for the guy, but it's like another one I saw the other day where there was another buffalo. Instead of the people walking the opposite direction away from it, one little kid ran past it, thinking that was the safe move. I'm like, wait a minute, you don't want to cross paths with the animal. You want to give it a wide berth.
Avoid, yep.
You keep a distance. But like I say, it's what's in our own mindset that confuses me more than anything, is that we think these things are domesticated because they're in a park or whatever the case is. And I said, these things are wild animals. They're instinctive. they do what they do. That's all is to it. And the same thing, I'm thinking, I understand he's protecting his grandson. He got the grandson, but I'm thinking, dude, why didn't you jump in the vehicle that was sitting just on the other side of the tree when you ran past it the first time?
Yep.
You know, I'm just thinking there were some other options they could have had. He thought he was going to outrun this animal, which is surprising. Well, always surprises me. You know, Lance knows we ain't as fast as we used to be in our 20s. We was out there playing football. You know, this guy was just, 60 something years old. You know, that animal took 3 strides and he was right up on his backside.
So I would have ran in the circle that he was running around in those trees. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, I thought that too. I said, run where is going to be an obstacle for the animal too and stuff. But my thing is, you want to try to get in that vehicle as soon as
Get the
possible.
hell out of there. Yep.
Well, my thing is too, is that deer or those animals in those parks probably are even more annoyed because they're constantly getting fucked by tourists.
Yeah.
They might be more aggressive than an actual one that's just out in the wild that hasn't had any contact with a human.
They're
They're probably worse.
Could be the case. Like I said, we don't know what the mindset is. Now, this animal could have just been, people before these folks showed up could have been, just disturbing him. And he's like, I had enough. Next guy come around here, that's it.
Right. Because like Ron
older
said, the
gentleman and his
tourists.
grandson. And like I said, I applaud his efforts and, helping his grandson get out of the way. But, there's a couple other little moves he could have done for himself. But the way he got knocked up in the air, man, that's
lucky.
Benny Hill, Three Stooges type comedy.
He was high flying, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But it's like Ron,
can fly.
it's like Ron said though, like the tourists all the time are getting in trouble in there because they're fucking with these animals.
Yeah.
So I can imagine they might
that's
be
what
more
I'm saying.
aggressive.
That, like I'm looking at Logan here that this pack freezer isn't for game. I don't like the sport. I really like to go hunting, but it helps financially. I wouldn't use a drone to find them though. And,
Logan, nobody asked for
I
your
was saying to
opinion.
Logan, I said, you would be, I would call old school true hunter for a purpose. Like you said, you packed your freezer. Got no problem with that, if that's what the deal is, But the majority of people do it just for the sport.
Well, like I said, I think it should be up to the individual. If they want to be difficult and make it hard for themselves, then make it hard for yourself. If you just want to go out, fill your tag, and go home, I don't see the problem with it. Because the states don't issue these tags just for sport; it's for population control.
Yeah,
So,
in some areas, you're 100% right. It is for population control. Just like I said, like in Texas, and I know Arkansas has a real bad problem. I think even all the way up to Iowa, where they have issues with these wild pigs. And it's like I say, it's to control the population because these pigs eat up all the rest of the crops. So
Well,
there
I mean,
are
even
different
deer,
reasonings
even
from different states for that purpose.
well, like
I'm
Robin.
from the mindset where, I went hunting maybe 1 or 2 times as a guest when I was visiting some people. But my thing is, if I want to go shoot a weapon, I don't need to go hunt an animal. I can go to a range and shoot a weapon. And that's what I do. I go to an indoor range or
Just
outdoor
target
range
practice. Yep.
and fire off as many rounds as I want to and, call it a day. Because it's about being proficient with the weapon. In my mindset, I need to be proficient in the use of this weapon. Like I said, I don't, not a big fan of the any type of wild animal meat. So, like I said, when I go hunting for meat, I go right down to Stater Brothers.
Well, my question is who really defines what real hunting is? Just because somebody didn't have a drone 200 years ago, that
Right.
there are
Well,
ways
that's
the
what I was
correct
saying
way?
about the fact that where dogs were used for a similar type thing. The dogs would scare the prey up, like when guys go hunt pheasant. They use the dogs to get the pheasants up out of the grass and in the air. And the same thing when the prey has been wounded, if you didn't get a knockdown shot, the dogs would track it. You know, same concept, just a different method. But like Paul was saying, if that's the method you're going to use, you know, maybe they should charge you a little more money. Like I said, I'm not against it, but then, like I said, there's got to be some kind of rules to the game.
I'm just saying, if they're going to issue a tag, as long as you're following the tag rules, I don't see how it is an issue.
Well, like you said, they fall on the tag rules. So once on the tag rules, it says you cannot use a drone unless you pay an extra
No,
fee.
I'm saying on the amount of animals you're killing. Like if you have 2 tags for 2 deers and you just fulfill those 2 tags, I don't see how that should matter how you get those 2 deer. Now, if you herd a whole herd in and you kill 30 deer and you weren't supposed to do that, that's a whole different situation.
Right.
But as long as you're following the tag rules as far as the amount you're allowed to get, I don't see the issue with how you get them.
Yeah. Well, answering
that's just me,
JD's
though.
questions about not true, who are these people shooting animals and leaving them? I didn't say they leave them, JD. I'm just saying that's not the purpose to feed their family. A lot of these guys may go hunt just for the antlers or the headpiece. And they leave the rest of it. Not leave, I won't use the word leave, but they take the rest of it to wherever they get it, gut it and everything else, and tell them, hey, do what you will with the meat. Give it to somebody else, sell it to somebody else, or whatever the case may be. All they want is the head mount or the antlers. That was the reason for their hunt. So like I said, we don't know what's in the mind or heart of everyone who goes out or why they go out. Like you guys said, they go out, they get their tags. Hopefully they obey the rules of what their tag says and go from there. You know, it doesn't state that you go out there and get your tag and that you have to bring this animal back. You have to have it gutted and packaged and, you know, for you to put it in your freezer. That's not a requirement.
Everybody I know that hunts for the meat, but I mean, it's really just Ron and Sean and a couple of family members I know that like to go hunt. They all chop it up for the meat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I have no problem with that. You know, not at all. But like I say, that's just the difference. Like I say, if they're hunting for the food source, that's one aspect. But we know there are a number of people who go just for the trophy aspect.
And that's why what a performance. An eagle to wrap it up in a nice bow. This is a date in your diary. September the 11th, where Europe will take on the United States.
You ever been to Cabo, guys?
September.
Nah.
Nope.
And they take the fishing boats out there and they catch the swordfish. They come back to shore and the skipper and the first mate are cutting up the fish right there on the dock, tossing them onto the shore. Little Mexican kids come around with baggies and fill up their baggies and take the fish home. But the fishermen, and not all fishermen give their fish away, but you know, the tourist fishermen can do it for the sport, but someone eventually gets the meat.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. They can have the meat given away, sold, or whatever the case may be. Because like I said, they're initially are in another business. They're, like I say, tourist type individuals. They're out there for the trophies.
Yep.
That's the whole aspect of it. They're there to help tourists bring home trophies. And like I said, we have it here in the States. I think there's a couple people have large preserves there in Texas that bring people out just to hunt for the trophies.
Oh yeah, the pigs, man, they'll catch them by the herd, man. They
Mm-hmm.
drop those cages from the trees and they'll catch like 20 of them at a time.
Yeah.
But those things breed like rats, man. And we actually had a problem in our old house. A group of them came through in the middle of the night, dude. They ripped up everybody's yards. Oh my
Yeah.
God, dude! Like there was like 20 houses, where they had just ripped up the yards. And this all happened in like the matter of like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how quick they ripped up everybody's yards. All
Yeah.
the grass was ripped out and everything. That was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, our house wasn't one of them. They had happened to skip our house, but yeah, they got a bunch of the
Like I
other
said,
ones down our block.
have situations like that to where some states say you can shoot them anytime you want. You don't need it. You don't need a tag. They don't need to be in season or whatever. It's just there's so much of a nuisance to the community, basically to other crops that are being, you know, I don't want to use the word raised, but other areas that your people are farming or whatever, and they cause so much damage that they can basically put a farmer out of business if it goes unchecked.
The only thing that sucks is I've heard that wild boar meat's really nasty. Everybody said that it's not good. It's not any good.
Yeah.
Which sucks because that would be a lot of ham and bacon right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Apparently,
My
that's
wife
why a
was
lot
talking
of these
about,
farmers
breaking out some
don't
bacon
keep
this
it.
morning. She said, "I got some bacon in the freezer." I said, "Don't worry about it. I gotta get out here soon and go pick my dad up."
Yeah, I'm getting ready to jump off. I'll talk to you a little later. I gotta go
Okay,
get some
Joe,
stuff
hey,
ready.
thanks for being here.
Okay, I probably won't see you this evening because I'll be flying.
Okay.
Okay, later.
Dre, are you leaving too?
Hey,
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah. I need to go get dressed. I gotta pick my dad up around 9:30, so I need to get out of here.
All right. See you, Dre.
Okay,
Alright.
Dre, take care.
See you, Dre. And do you guys remember when the first killer whales were captured in the early 70s up here in the state of Washington?
No, when they were captured and put in the parks?
Yeah, I remember that, Lance. I remember the 70s real well.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, it was Penn Cove, and that's where I lived. And so my dad took us all out, and they had like 5 or 6 killer whales pinned in a net, you know, a big net that they were
Well,
showing.
wasn't there a documentary called The Cove about that?
Probably. And then there were like 5 or 6 swimming outside the net, crying, wanting their siblings to be released. It was pretty sad. But anyway, we took our boat out, and we were part of that.
Well,
whole
that
thing.
just
Kind of
proves,
watching.
Lance, that even most animals all have feelings.
Yeah, exactly. So
Even you see online, I saw one where a pig fell out of a second level of a truck hauling down the road, and somebody saved it, picked it up, took it to the vet and everything, and they saved it, and now he's just like a pet around the house.
I'm not having a fucking pig in my house. I don't care. When I see those videos, I'm like, that's nasty. I don't
But
need a
one of
pig
those
walking through my
orcas-
house shitting on everything. I'm good.
one of those orcas just died down in Florida, and they were going to ship it back here to Washington and let it go free, kind of in a huge pen. Like, you know, it was going to be saltwater in the up by the San Juan Islands, but it died like 2 weeks before they were going to transport it. Remember that? That was just a couple years ago.
No, don't remember.
When I was
And
like 8,
it's one of the
Oh,
original. It was one of the original orcas that were caught in that pod back in 71, 72, whenever it was.
I was like 8 years old. I'll never forget. We had my dad got 2 guinea pigs, and the cage got left open. They got out. We got home. It looked like a murder scene in there. The dogs ripped them apart. The 2 dogs we had.
Jeez. Crazy.
I vaguely remember it. I was really young, but I vaguely remember it a little. But yeah, I wouldn't have. I couldn't have fucking pigs and shit in my house. I'll see people with some weird ass animals in their house. That's one thing. If they got like, I know Doug's a little bit of a weird animal, but he's got an enclosure he lives in. He's not just running through the house all wild.
You guys, I've got about 5 more houses and then I'm gonna go inside, take my shower. You guys want to vote now or when I get
Yeah,
closer to home?
I think
I
we're gonna
gave
call
you
it, right, Justin?
I voted a permanent no a long time ago.
All right,
I don't know,
everybody.
if
Hey,
you-
thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later today.
all right,
Justin, you gonna be there?
You
I
just
should be.
Okay. All right,
Later.
Mark, thanks for being here. Thanks, Lance. We'll see you later today.